So, my dear friends, this is Daisuke, and here I am with just a surprise live stream. Just getting set up here, so just give me 1 second while we get going here. So, let's see. Okay, wonderful. It is now December 30th, so it is a very. I'm still in Tokyo, but I will be off very soon to spend time. I'll be traveling, so we'll be out of town. But everything should be. We have today here, so because New Year's is it's a kind of big deal in Japan, so it's the opportunity for people to go home and to take time off work and to celebrate the year with family, and friends, and uh, there are some traditional activities as well. So we'll be doing those sorts of things. So it'll be nice to be away from things. Sorry about that. I'm just getting set up here. Just give me one moment here. It'd be nice to be away, although because I was working all the way up to fairly recently, and so I'm a bit needed. There we go. Great. Perfect. Yes, perfect. So here we go. I'm all set up. So thanks for waiting and thanks for joining. And I apologize once again for the unannounced nature of this live stream. And I hope you can forgive me, but I did wanted to take one more opportunity to touch base with all of you in real time. And just want to thank everyone for all your kindness over, say, the last few days and really over the year. So it's now where I am, what is it, Friday? Yes, Friday, December 30th, 2022, in the morning. And so it'll be my opportunity now to just again, once again, say hello in real time in this live stream. Also, I wanted to just talk about some lovely comments that I had received over, say, the last couple weeks, and some super thanks related comments as well. So let me share those with you and thank the givers of such comments. And then also just let you know what the final plans are between now and the end of the year, which is just a couple of days. And that has to do with criterion stuff. So, but first of all, I'd like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to a number of people who gave super thanks and also who gave PayPal donations over the course of, say, the last couple weeks. So thank you so much for your lovely, kind attention to this channel and to the things that are done on this channel and the videos and the like, and also for engaging in conversation with me and with others here. That makes me very happy indeed, very happy indeed. So I want to give a shout out to first of all to Mark Edward Johnson. Once again, thank you so much for your kind messages and also your lovely donation. I'm very appreciative. Thank you. And so, yes, it'll go towards another, say, DVD, Blu-ray, or some other purchase of the sort, so film related. So thank you very much. It really, it means a lot, and so it means that extra one or two or three Blu-rays that I can consider getting, say, over the course of the now and next month. So I wonder what will be possible. So thank you so much for that. Also, I want to say thank you to Z Zorkin. So about 2 weeks ago, you left behind a comment and also a lovely super thanks. And let me share this comment if you don't mind. which you've posted on the YouTube channel, which is, sorry to hear you've been going through a rough patch recently. I want to let you know your videos and live streams have helped me get through tough times in the past. This recognition from Janus Films is very well deserved. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. So that's from Z Zorkin. So thank you so much for that lovely comment, really lovely comment, and super thanks. That was regarding a video that I had done about on December 10th about thank you Janus Films because of a Twitter, something that happened on Twitter. So thank you very much, Zorkin. This means so much. And your comment too about being able to meet you and meet others through the videos and live streams. So that also that not also that is from my perspective one of the most important things. Most important things. So it that means so much. So Zizorkin, thank you so much. Wherever you are, if you're here or if you are elsewhere, I hope that this message, wherever you are, finds you well. And thank you once again. Thank you. And I hope to talk to you again very soon. And then next, once again, Banjo Watson Martin. So thank you so much again. Thank you for this. And you left behind a comment and also super thanks regarding, excuse me, the video discussion I had done about the Criterion release earlier this year of Takeout. So thank you for recommending and discussing this film, you say. You say, after seeing this video, I purchased a copy and felt I had to say how much I enjoyed it. Thanks, Daisuke. A Merry Christmas to you and your family, and all the best for the new year, Martin. Oh, wow. Wow, this is so awesome. Thank you. Thank you. You know that I think that video discussion, I'm very proud of that video discussion of the film Takeout, the Criterion release of Takeout and the film Takeout. I'm very, very proud of that. And so for you to leave behind a comment like that, and then also the super thanks in association, I that warms my heart very much indeed. So thank you so much, Banjo Watson, for that. It means a lot. It really does. I uh, the that yeah, it was that means so much. It really does. So Martin, warmest regards. I hope again, warmest regards, and I hope that this message finds you in good spirits as the year closes and as we enter into a new 2023. So maybe we will talk again very soon. I know. Next is our dear friend Island 007100, and you left a super thanks and a comment on one of the videos that I did. It was part 4 of 7 of Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me discussions with spoilers. So just a quick note. I'm gonna try to finish those. I don't know if I can finish them between now and tomorrow, but I'm gonna keep going because I'm at part next. I have to do part 5, and just heads up, it's gonna be more than 7. So I thought it was gonna end at 7 parts, but actually I find that it'll probably be 10. But I'll change that parenthetical on the videos when I have a clear idea of how many video parts will be required. But in any event, under such fourth part, you said Island 007100. You say, and that lovely super thank you. And you say, hi Daisuke, and thank you for all your hard work on your great channel over the past year. All my best for the holidays to you and your family. So thank you so much, my dear friend, for that. And uh, it's always a pleasure, a great pleasure for me to hear from you. And I recall some of our conversations from the past with great fondness. And so to be able to continue to talk with you is a real thrill for me. So thank you, Island 007100. Truly, thank you so much. And to all of you, thank you. I will use these super thanks with great care and with a lot of gratitude to you and to many others here. I wonder what Blu-rays or DVDs or the like we shall be able to get over the course of the next month, and I will certainly report that to you either here or on Instagram when I have the opportunity. So thank you so much, my dear friends, for that kind attention. And before I get to the chat or the live chat, let me say one other thing, which is yes, I mentioned it before, but I am still ongoing with the Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me discussions. I'm getting swept up in Twin Peaks stuff as I am prone to do, I suppose. But that's okay because it's just I've always wanted to talk about Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, and now you're giving me the opportunity to do so. It's going kind of slowly, but hopefully I'll be able to pick up the conversation going forward. Yes, so I had hoped to had finished it by the end of the year, but again, I'm not sure. Because, but I will do my best. And then after that's done, we'll go to each of the missing pieces. And after the missing pieces discussions are over, then we will go to the return. And I know a number of people are very eager to get into a discussion of the return, the recent the Showtime series. So excuse me, morning coffee. So it was yeah. So the return. I'm also what's the phrase? Chomping at the bit, waiting for the opportunity. Yes, the opportunity to speak about each of the parts in Twin Peaks Search. So I've been just watching and watching and rewatching and rewatching Twin Peaks stuff, and also listening to a lot of music, in particular, the work of the great legend Badalamenti, and also a number of the songs that appear here, there, everywhere in the world of Twin Peaks. So it, I'm, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So, um, oh my goodness, I cannot wait. So, and then also, of course, just continue on with the Fire Walk with Me. Wow, wow. The last discussion, the most recent discussion I had was, I think it was like, it was like a discussion that was nearly 1 hour of a discussion regarding a part of the film that I think is just totaling about, I don't know, like, is it is it 5 minutes or something? I'm not sure. So, it's wow, what a moment of the film that is. So I've been waiting uh, I think I've been waiting my whole YouTube life. I've been waiting my whole YouTube life to have been able to speak about that film and in particular that moment. So I guess part four of seven, or I guess part four of 10. I have to change that number, or is it 11? I'm not sure. We'll have to see how the rest of the conversations go. But yes, so I was so thrilled to be able to talk about the stuff that we were able to talk about. So thank you for giving me that chance, and I'll continue going forward with that. But the reason why I cannot promise that I won't be able to finish it by, or I don't know if I'll be able to finish by the end of the year, which is the next couple days, because now it's the 30th, tomorrow's the 31st, and that's it. So I don't know if I'll be able to finish all of the Twin Peaks Fire Welcome Me discussions today and tomorrow. And the reason why is because my my priority in terms of YouTube videos is then now to focus on the Criterion Collection end of year, let's say festivities or celebration. Because another thanks I wanted to bring was thank you to all of you, because I think as of yesterday, my time, I was at long last able to say with a line of confidence that yes, I was able to speak about all of the Criterion Collection releases from 2022, starting from January and ending in this month, and in fact, yesterday, December. So, all of the releases made by Criterion in 2022, the official releases we spoke about on this channel, you and I, including, for example, Takeout, Martin earlier had spoken about that wonderful release. And so that was one of many releases this year. So, as some of you may know on this channel, we speak about each of the Criterion Collection releases from 2022. What is it? Discussions, discoveries. What is it? No, discussion, journey, discussion, discoveries, and explorations with respect to the recent releases made by the Criterion Collection during this year of 2022. And so it was my goal to try to get everything done by the end of the year, and I didn't know if I could do it because there was a lot of stuff, especially at the end there. We had three sets really, that were kind of in succession, more or less, that had multiple films on it. I'm speaking of and they're great, they're fantastic. But if you're talking about, let's say, trying to get all that stuff in terms of a time period, which I understand is self-imposed. It's my own. I'm not pressured by anyone. I'm not working for Criterion, or it's not like I'm. It's not like a job or anything like that. But it's just my own personal goal, which was to get everything discussed by the end of the year. It got a little bit. Um, it got a little bit intense there for a few moments, I admit, because of the number, the wealth and the amount of materials that were available in the Criterion releases. For instance, the Infernal Affairs trilogy. And speaking of trilogies, you had the Mikhail Haneke trilogy, and then you also had three films by Mai Zetterling. So you had three. That was a lot of watching. And I must admit too that the content is very enriching and very absorbing, and also very intense. So it's not just watching the films, but also uh, just trying to get a grip on what the contents were and how one feels. And oftentimes, they can be very intense experiences indeed. So it's not like I was able to then watch it and immediately make a video on it. It was just watching it and then trying to kind of get a hold of my senses, really, just trying to because oftentimes, it would be quite overwhelming to watch these films. They're very intense experiences indeed. Like, you watch a film like, I don't know, like Night Games by Mai Zetterling, or the Hanukkah trilogy, right? And if you watch all of them in a kind of a short space of time, it can be a very intense experience indeed. Speaking of the films, The Seventh Continent and Benny's Video, and 71 Fragments of a Chronology of Chance. So it can be quite an intense road indeed. So it was a matter of watching them, trying to process them, and then trying in some form or another my best to articulate them as best as I could. Not to mention, of course, the other films that were released by Criterion, which were also pretty great things indeed, but also took a lot of time to process, which were the Velvet Underground, which was my first time watch, by the way. And then with also a commentary track as well. So watching it and watching it and watching it with the commentary track as well. And then also the supplements. And then Cooley High, which ended the year. And so that was wow, what a great entry that is in the Criterion Collection. Wow. So in any event, though, it was kind of an intense period there, maybe at the finish line. But I was able to cross the finish line yesterday officially. So I want to say thank you to all of you who provided support and comments and encouragement and the like. It really meant the world. And so thank you so much. It really meant the world. And so. And yeah, and I'm a big fan of James Bond, but here I must say I would respectfully disagree with him when I say, in fact, for me, yes, the world is enough. So the for you to have provided me with all this lovely comments and attention with watching the videos, it really meant the world. So thank you so much. And then in that spirit, between today and tomorrow, what I will do after this live stream is over, I will then prepare in earnest the final run of videos on the Criterion releases this year. So my favorites from Criterion, I will upload starting today and into tomorrow. I'm gonna be away, so I'll probably shoot all of the videos today, and then edit them, and then maybe I'm on the road or something. I'll edit them, and then they will be uploaded. So uh, I can always upload videos anywhere I am, as long as there's an internet connection. So I'll just shoot the stuff today and then have the raw footage, and then I'll be able to edit them together and hopefully have all the videos uploaded between now and between today and tomorrow. And because there are going to be a number of them, so a number of categories I'm thinking about, including just a couple new ones I wanted to give a try. I want there's yeah, there are a couple things I wanted to highlight. I was never given the opportunity before. So try to give a shout out to a couple new not two titles, but two new categories. So it's just a fun thing. It's just a fun, and then it'll be my opportunity then to express my personal favorites of the year. My favorite, say, individual film releases, and then also my favorite overall releases from the year. So I was thinking about it so much, just actually up to recently, because I just went out to get a cup of coffee and came back and started this live stream. But even up to then, I was thinking, what should it be? Because the list is still kind of shifting in my head. But um, I think I'm more or less there. So it was a great year indeed. The absence of huge box sets, though. There were some great box sets, or there were some great collector sets. Don't get me wrong, but there wasn't that big, huge behemoth set. At least I don't think so. This year, um, maybe one can count the World Cinema Project #4 set as one of those big behemoths. But you know what I mean? It's like something that's out of the spine numbering kind of, and it's like the Bergman set or the Agnes Varda set or the Fellini set or something. So I know people have been hoping and wondering and maybe waiting for what that next big set could be, if anything. If it's ever to come, I'm not sure. We've seen other great labels bring out some great big huge sets, but I wonder what what is in store in the Criterion offices, if at all. Again, I'm not sure. Always fingers crossed that something could happen, something big could happen. I hope, but we shall have to wait and see. I know I was speaking with someone the other day about possibility of, say, I mean, a lot of speaking of Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, David Lynch has been on my mind of late. So um, it would be right. It would be fantastic to see, I don't know, David Lynch box set, but maybe to sort of be a type of continuation of that lime green set that was done from outside of Criterion a number of years ago on DVD. I don't know if it could be a different color or something like that. Maybe I don't know, like solid gold. Uh, that would be cool if you could have some kind of huge solid gold casing from Criterion of the David Lynch films, maybe 4K or something. And if it could be a complete feature film set as well, that would be cool. So you get the straight story there, the wild at heart, and that would be so cool, man. They have Inland Empire and the Lost Highway, and then of course the Elephant Man, or Dune. Of course, Dune. That would be great to have Dune there as well. Um, Long live the fighters! Yes, so that would be cool too if they had a little. What would be the nice gimmick in the Criterion Gold set of David Lynch works? Maybe you have a little button, one of those things where it's like a little doll, and you press the button and it says a voice, so you get to have a little button, and it plays a recording of David Lynch's voice saying, don't watch movies on iPhones. Don't watch movies on iPhone or something like that. That would be really cool. But we'll see. We'll see. Or it doesn't have to stop at David Lynch. You could have a number of filmmakers I mean, I was watching Mai Zetterling's 3 films by Mai Zetterling, and I thought, oh, this would be so cool if there was a Mai Zetterling box set, much like, anyway, the opportunities are infinite. The possibilities are infinite. So, but we shall see. Anyway, so that's the plan. That's where I am right now, and there will be more videos between now and the end of the year. This will probably be my last live stream for this year. Oh yes, also I am thinking, what should I do for the next live stream discussion series starting next year? I haven't decided yet, to be perfectly honest. I'm trying to figure out what would be something something worthwhile, and also something that could be just a fun time to sit around with all of you, my different, just talk about, oh, let's just have a fun discussion about something, and then in live stream format, as it were. So a number of possibilities, but not quite there in terms of a determination yet. I was thinking, we did the superhero film route with Superman and Supergirl, and so maybe we could do it. And then before we did James Bond, and we did Star Trek, and Jaws, and so Jaws 2, Jaws 3. And it was great to be able to speak about Jaws: The Revenge on this channel and live stream at long last. That was that was like a dream come true, by the way. So thank you very much for that. And to be able to talk about Jaws: The Revenge in a live stream format on a YouTube channel, that's I don't know about you, but that's like wow, that's wow, that's so cool. I can't believe I was able to do it to be given that opportunity. It's fantastic. But, um, so yes, so thinking about that, the through line, I wonder what could be next. I mean, I was thinking, I'd mentioned before Alien, and then Aliens, and then Alien 3, that could be a possibility. Although I would say that I wouldn't be able to speak about Prometheus or Alien Covenant, unfortunately, but or Alien versus Predator, and yeah, probably or well, actually, I don't know if I'd talk. I don't know if I'd stop at Alien 3, or I'd go and maybe I'd go to Alien Resurrection, but again, I'm not sure about that. Similar type of discussion. I was thinking about thinking about The Godfather as well, and because I've spoken about the Godfather films here and there, in particular, my reaction to the recent, what is it called, The Godfather Coda, the death of Michael Corleone, and so it'll be so. Oh gosh, I'd love to be able to talk about the Godfather films. So many great moments. I've seen. Yes, just another thing. Again, that's a big deal in sort of modern cinema, and so I'm. But there's so many great moments, of course. Again, my impressions aren't so good, but for anyone who knows. Oh gosh, um, I can't do good Pentangeli from Godfather Part Two, but I guess only the rich guys, Tom. They went home, sat in a hot bath. So I can't do it. Yeah, bye, Tom. Bye. So that's my poor Frank Pentangeli impression. But also, there's also, do you remember, for anyone who knows Godfather Part Two, what is it? Um, I can't. I'm not a good Italian speaker either. But what does he say? Il padre si chiama Antonio Andolini. So that's, of course, a very famous moment in the film as well. And also, any Senator Pat Geary fans out there? Any Senator Geary fans out there? So here's my Pat Geary impression from earlier in Godfather Part Two. So when he's on the stage there at Lake Tahoe, and he says, he's on the stage when he's holding up the check, the kind of the endowment, I think, check for made out to Anthony Vito Carleon. All right, so that's my Pat Geary impression. But of course, there's a little bit of a different turn when he's speaking behind closed doors, of course. But anyway, when he says it behind closed doors, Corleone, which is, of course, such a subtle threat. And therefore, that little way that he said the name Anthony Vito Carleon, that was on purpose. What a great sort of mind game manipulation that he's trying to lodge against the Corleone family. Wow, wow. But of course, you know what happens. But anyway. So I'm getting ahead of myself. So that could be a possibility. But mm. And let's see. Also, there is also the possibility, or there is the possibility of speaking of trilogies. I'm a big fan of of the films that are The Exorcist and Exorcist 2, The Heretic, and The Exorcist 3. So, and I know there are other Exorcist films like Exorcist: The Beginning, Dominion, and also there's a series, I think. But I probably, if I could talk about The Exorcist, I'd love to that opportunity. That is a really, that's a kind of that's a really bizarre work of art, a very, very bizarre work of art, and very compelling. And I don't consider it. I know it's often regarded as a horror film, and I understand that. But I always see it as it's about like it's a story about what is a horror film, but it's also a story about parents and children, and salvation, uh, and a type of and whether you want to think about salvation in the context of a religious or spiritual journey, or if you want to think, or if you want to think about it as a really deep and intensely personal journey. I think it's a really great work, and of course it's been lauded for by many people for many a generation. But that could be, and then of course Exorcist too. Exorcist 2, which is a really kind of does one say Black Swan, or does one say Unsung Hero? I'm not sure. Exorcist 2 is another quirky film, very fascinating. Um, with this thing about the locusts, and if you want to put out a fire, probably the last thing you want to do is try to uh, try to hit at it with a broom handle, because it's going to make it worse. But or the whole thing with the memory and the hypnosis machine. There's a very fascinating, and of course the Ennio Morricone music. And then that could lead us to a film which I've spoken a little bit about on this channel, which is Exorcist 3, which is or Exorcist threes, because there are a number of versions. I suppose we should say there are a number of versions about the Exorcist, Exorcist 2, and then the Heretic, and then Exorcist. So many versions of the Exorcist. I don't know if I could be able to handle that in a live stream, but it's a possibility. But and then there's some other things there. I was thinking too, Stanley Kubrick, but that could be a bit difficult just to go through it. Although I have been watching since the beginning of December, just watching a lot of The Shining. So uh, watching a lot of The Shining. So that's yeah, that's in fact, the other day, this is really cool. That carpet design, the Overlook Hotel carpet design. Um, I saw someone. I was walking. No, I was. I dropped my daughter off at the train station, and then she went with her friends to one day. It was a day out with her friends, and so I dropped her off at the station, and I was going back on my way home from the train station, and walking the other direction towards me, there was a man I didn't know, and just walking the other direction, I assume going to the station as well, and he had on this huge sweater, and lo and behold, it was the carpet pattern for the Overlook Hotel. It was the exact same carpet pattern for the over. So I thought, oh, so they must sell those, right? They must sell those, the shining sweaters or shining T-shirts or whatever. Room 237, and maybe I don't know, maybe it's a tie into that kind of documentary. I'm not sure, but it was really cool stuff. It looked quite awesome. So yeah, the shining sweater. If anyone has a shining sweater, please let me know. I'd love to hear about your lovely shining sweater or anything. Although I think there should be like a Stanley Kubrick shop. That would be cool to get these, little goodies of Stanley Kubrick things. Yeah, so there's the shining sweater. Um, Although, maybe I'd love to get. Let's see, what else could be sold at the Shining, or not the Stanley Kubrick shop. It would be, maybe you get all the films, maybe the 4K releases, Kino Lorber, which I was very fortunate to get recently. Maybe you can get one of those mannequins from, I don't know, Killer's Kiss, or let's see, uh, I don't know, maybe you can get what are some things you can get, um, maybe they have a little corner there for, it says like a Korova milk bar, so you can have like glasses of milk or something. But maybe the options there are not um, you know you just like skim or whole or something, I don't know, but and it's served by a bartender or something who looks like someone from the Overlook Hotel. Or you could get like records like 2001 or something, or you can maybe little ping pong balls, and then you can get ping pong balls and then, in the shapes of some of the ships in 2001. You can say, oh, here's, you can play table tennis with the balls that are like official 2001 table tennis balls, and you can have like table tennis paddles that are in the shape of 2001 ships or something, or like maybe it can be bones or something. You can play with bones. That'll be cool. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what would be the eyes wide shut. What would be the eyes wide shut thing? I don't know. I mean, there's so many possibilities for eyes wide shut merchandise. I suppose you can get the mask, but I don't know. Maybe for me, it would be every time you wanted to, you could get a little like a music player, and then you could just so it would be like a little piece of thing you could hold it in your hand. So every time you wanted to play a piece of music, you just press a button and it would just play music. And so what would the music be? So it would be that dun 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 dun, so it'd be that. So you could just every time you're in a situation, it was kind of dramatic. You may be at a party or you're with someone and someone says something really dramatic and there's a silence. You could just press, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe something happened to them. Dun 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 dun. And it was like, what is that music? It's like a Stanley Kubrick. That would be cool. I'd get that. I'd get that little piece of thing from the Stanley Kubrick shop. Wow, together with buying that Overlook Hotel carpet pattern sweater, whatever the case is. But in any event, sorry, my dear friends, I have not even seen the live chat yet. So let me go to the live chat and say hello to you, my dear friends. Sorry for neglecting it. I hope you can forgive me. So anyway, um, Mike Eli is here. Thank you. It's nice to see you. Matthew is here. Matthew Lockwood. Clark is here. Hello. It's nice to see Michael. Michael's here. Ken of the Legion. Let's see. Abdullah Al Mutairi is here. Hello. It's nice to see you. Ken of the Legion also says hello to everyone in the chat. Brandon loves the movies here. And let's see. Abdullah asks, have you watched Audition? So this is referring to the Mike film. So yes, yes. So right. So yeah. So anyway, a very memorable work indeed. Um, let's see. Mike Eli says, "Long live the surprise life." Thank you, sir, very much. Let's see. Let's see. Skella man is here. It's nice to see you. So let's see. Uh, as a sports, I'm not so I'm not so good with sports, unfortunately. So, thanks for stopping by. So Clark also says audio is perfect. Thank you for checking. Thank you. Let's see. Metal Face Movie Reviews is here. Hello, it's nice to see you. Matt Rolls is very nice. It's a pleasant surprise to see you as well, my friend. Jared it's stop by. I know you can't stay long, but thank you for stopping by. It's nice to see you as well. Matt Flaherty is here. Rob Kramer. It's let's see. Are you having Osechi for New Year? Yes. So this is we're going to be heading out of town later. So as I mentioned, I'll be shooting all the raw footage for all the videos I want to upload between now and tomorrow. But then, yes, we'll be out and just doing a lot of eating and a lot of drinking. So, um, so and but no worries, no worries. It's all for the sake of yeah. It's very cold here though, and not too cold, I suppose, but it's been colder in past years, but still, it's somewhat cold. So. But that's okay as well. No snow though. Um, let's see. Um, let's see. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Laren Manda Lanus is here. So you say Artemiev died today? Is that true? Oh my goodness. Is that true? Really? The same day like Tarkovsky. So. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you. Today. Oh, yes. So it's today, meaning what, December 30th? Is that right? So let me check that. Um, let's see. What was the? Oh my goodness. Let's see here. So, um, oh my goodness, the 29th. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, well, thank you for letting me know about this news. Very, very sad news. I didn't know about this. So I'm always very poor with keeping up with news events and news items like this. So, oh my goodness. Rest in peace. So thank you so much for letting me know. And just warmest regards to you, my dear friend. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. And you say love from Greece. So thank you so much. Thank you. Warmest regards. A horrible show is here, Tanner. Thank you. And oh gosh, one of the great highlights of the year for me was to be able to speak with the horrible show. Uh, and just have that great discussion on the channel, and just like and just to get to know a horrible show more and more and more. Just what a great thrill. So thank you so much for that. And Timothy is here. Timothy, nice to see you. Great. Um, Brandon loves the movie. Says mad respect to one of YouTube's best physical media channels of all time. Oh wow. Wow. Really? No, no, thank you so much for that. Not at all. Not at all. Uh, uh, I wish I could do more and better. Because again, it's pretty uh, poor quality that I do this stuff. Really, it is. I'm the first to admit it. So, I wish I could do more and be better with like editing and stuff. I just can't do it. So, but you're very kind indeed. Thank you so much. Thank you. Um, and let's see, Timothy says it's still Thursday for you. Yes, yes. Um, Matthew Lockwood mentions the film Eight Women. Oh yes, and because of the mentioning of Who Done It film. So yes, I because I watched the film Glass Onion on Netflix, and also yeah, I should mention too. I watched Glass Onion, and then I watched Alice in Borderland season two. Wow! Oh my gosh! Wow! And like just Alice in Borderland, just like I if I see another playing card, like oh my god. But anyway, it just it's great stuff. Very entertaining. Very entertaining. It lays it on pretty thick. There's this the thing about that particular drama or series where it's where you have dramatic scenes. They're really dramatic. It's just oh wow. But that's part of the entertainment. It's great. So watch Alice in Borderland season two, and then I watched A Glass Onion, which I enjoyed very much. Enjoyed very much indeed. Um, I don't want to. Yeah, I just there's one line by Benoit Blanc. Who's portrayed by Daniel Craig, and I love the line. It's like, what does he say? He says, "I am not Batman." Uh, oh, what a great line! This, "I am not Batman." Oh gosh, that's oh my goodness, great line. But anyway, um, let's see, Inbreviate. But anyway, so so that got me into, and also, I'm so sorry, I'm just getting way ahead of myself. But also on Netflix, the family watched Matilda the musical, which was released here Christmas Day, and my daughter in particular. Was so excited to watch that because the Matilda songs, the musical songs, were part of her school performance, and so that was great, and to watch that, it was so cool. I was so into Matilda the musical, that the movie. Was so awesome, so awesome. And I have that, the song, the revolting children, the revolting. Oh, I have that in my head all the time. It's great, and the dance number, and I think and when the bit with the girl with the red beret, and she's dancing down the hall, and all my family's like, wow, my goodness, who is this person? She's so awesome and so great. So anyway, yeah, that was exciting. So yes, so the reason why I think Matthew Lockwood, yeah, mentions Whodunit. So I'd mentioned Whodunit films And so I'm a big fan. I love whodunits. I love mysteries. I love Agatha Christie. I went. I remember, W.H. Smith in Guildford, Surrey, England, and so you could get Fontana paperbacks of Agatha Christie books, £2.50. And so they had all this, so Poirot investigates, and then later you get the Death on the Nile and stuff. And then when I got the book Murder on the Orient Express, it was case closed. Life changed. It was, yes, Agatha Christie. From then on, I just learned so much from Agatha Christie. And I mentioned before, watching the BBC Miss Marple series with Joan Hickson as Miss Marple. And for instance, the great drama there, they did all the novels, the Miss Marple novels, dramatized for TV. So the first one I ever saw was Sleeping Murder. And in fact, I think they broadcast Sleeping Murder around the time that my family moved from the US to England. So around that time, as we moved to Guildford, and it was a Sleeping Murder Part One and then Part Two, and it was broadcast like on a, I forget the day, but maybe we've been on a weekend day, and then let's say it was on a broadcast on a Sunday, and then the part one would broadcast on that Sunday, and then part two would be broadcast a week later. So you'd have to wait a week to get the resolution of what happened in Sleeping Murder. And so that was my first Miss Marple, Joan Hickson, that I was able to watch as it was broadcast. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then I caught up with others like A Pocket Full of Rye, or Murders Announced, or The Body in the Library. I remember seeing The Body in the Library on like VHS tape, actually. Right. Um, and Which is great. Which really, there's a bit there really scared me as a kid. There's a particular look that a character gives. It's really scary, but um, and so and then my favorite Biz Marple, Joan Hickson story is Nemesis. The story is Nemesis, which is uh, uh, so, but watching these as a kid, you learn all these things, and I had no idea what they meant. Like, what is a tontine? A tontine is something that comes up a lot, or comes up very crucially in the plot of the story 450 from Paddington. So, what is a tontine, or this idea of gosh, what is it? Mozart and Susanna's aria or something, or let's see, the Lady of Shalott or something like that, for in terms of the mirror cracked from side to side. And so these things kind of came together, and I had no idea what they were, but I was being exposed to them, I think, either tangentially or via Agatha Christie. So it was, and I would have been like what, like 6, 7, 8, 9, something like that. Around that age, 9, 10, 11, 12, going into that. So I was a kid, and so it's just a lot of fun to be able to get exposed to that. And then I was so excited when Poirot, the David Suchet series Poirot on ITV, that was premiering. So I remember the excitement. And, oh my gosh, the first episode of Poirot is going to be broadcast next. And my friends were so excited. Oh, it was so great. It was, oh, this was the most amazing thing. And then it happened. And it was so cool indeed. So let's see. Oh gosh, oh gosh, thank you very much, Horrible Show. We have a little bit of unpleasant spam going on here. Um, Thank you very much. Thank you. I hate those spams. I really hate those spams. But thank you so much, Horrible Show, for taking care of that. But what was I saying? So yeah, so it was all the rage, was the excitement with David Suchet, and of course that's just a long running series and had a lot of permutations in different directions, and all the way up to the end. So if you can watch David Suchet's Poirot series at any point, oh, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. Oh my goodness. And my favorite from the early series is the like what is it, Third Floor Flat? Is that right? Or um, The Disappearance of Mr. Davenheim, or let's see, some of the later ones too. Like, oh yes, Peril at End House. Peril at End House. This is one of the great early episodes of the David Suchet series. So Peril at End House. That's so cool. That's so cool. Um, I love the name of the character, Frederica Rice. Ah, yes. Um, Nick Buckley. So Peril at End House. So please watch that one if you have the opportunity, please. Um, and let's see. So Peril at End House. Okay, my hands look very huge in that way. So okay. So, but anyway, why was I saying that? So yes, so Matthew Lockwood mentions whodunits, so I do like those very much, very very much indeed. I y- I'm trying to give the Kenneth Branagh Poirot films a little bit more of a chance. I admit I'm a bit there are some things that I'm a bit lukewarm on, to be perfectly honest. There's some parts that I'm quite keen on, of course, on the other side of that coin. But I'm trying to give them a little bit more of a chance here. But uh, if you have a chance to, for instance, Death on the Nile, Peter Ustinov, Death on the Nile, with Lois Chiles and Simon McCorkindale and Angela Lansbury and um, oh gosh, why am I blanking on the names here? Betty Davis and all these and gosh, it's so great. George Kennedy, that's great. And so please check that out if you, that's a great version. And then also Evil Under the Sun, also with Ustinov, also with like Diana Rigg and Roddy McDowell and oh gosh, James Mason. You know, can't do a good James Mason impression for the life of me, I'm afraid. But I guess I could try. I guess so. Here's James Mason from James Mason from a Stanley Kubrick film called Lolita. Quilty, Quilty. So that's my very poor James Mason. But anyway, my James Mason impression. But anyway, James Mason appears also in Evil Under the Sun. So that's very cool. So that's another great one. I strongly recommend with Guy Hamilton as well. So and great music. The Cole Porter. Oh, that's such a great film. So unsung. I wish it'd get more attention. Evil Under the Sun is great. It's very much too Glass Onion. You know. Anyone who liked Glass Onion, the Ryan Johnson film Glass Onion, which is great, by the way, check out Evil Under the Sun. Evil Under the Sun, Peter Ustinov. You'll love Evil Under the Sun. It's so fun. It's so great stuff, and very clever, very clever indeed, and it's a lot of fun. And there's some scary bits in there, and just overall great stuff. So Evil Under the Sun, and also please check out a Murder on the Orient Express. Sidney Lumet. Actually, do I have? Yes, it's right here. So this is Murder on the Orient Express, the Blu-ray that I had. This is the Blu-ray that was Japanese release, but it had the slip cover, and you can get like the this kind of facsimile, like poster or pamphlet. So, Murder on the Orient Express. If you liked Knives Out and Glass Onion, and you haven't seen Murder on the Orient Express, you gotta watch this one. This is one of my favorite films ever. Let me say it again, it's one of my favorite films ever. I love this film so much, Murder on the Orient Express. Not just as a whodunit, but just as a film. Ah, Sidney Lumet and Albert Finney. Albert Finney. Albert Finney as Hercule Poirot. Let me say that again. Albert Finney as Hercule Poirot. It's amazing. This is amazing. One of the most amazing times. I've seen this film so many times. I can't. It's uh, 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 and it's so fun. It's so playful, and it's kind of scary also in a lot of places. As a cinematic feat, it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So, and I remember as a kid, there's with Agatha Christie's, you could talk about. Oh gosh, we should talk about an Agatha Christie adaptation on this channel. I'd really love that. Talk about all the different versions of Murder on the Orient Express. I don't know. There's also but um, there's also the TV version with Alfred Molina, I think, is Sapporo, which is a very interesting TV version. You can get that. And then also there's another Japanese drama version, which it's a really clever how they translate a number of the aspects of Murder on Orient Express, the story, because actually it's written the novel is written in English, and a lot of, say, the clues and a lot of the plot intricacies actually hinge on certain aspects of language. And so it's very interesting how the Japanese TV version from, I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe a little bit more, but I think we're in 2000, I want to say 2015, 2016, I'll have to check. But um, it's really interesting how the Japanese language adaptation for TV translated a number of those clues and plot points. Really, really clever stuff. But oh, the Sidney Lumet version, that is one of my favorite films ever. Uh, my one of my favorite films ever. So if you have a chance to watch a Who Done It, watch Murder on the Orient Express. So anyway, I'm so sorry. I'm just gosh, so sorry about this. But whenever someone mentions Who Done It, I kind of just yeah. Cinematech is here. Hello, it's nice to see you. Nice to see you, my dear friend. Let's see. Oh, a horrible show says I keep hearing rumblings of Fire Walk with Me 4K. Don't know if it's legit though. So I also have heard things, um, but I don't know either. We'll have to just wait and see. The possibilities of 4K Fire Walk with Me. Don't know, but it'll be interesting if it happens. But we shall see. Um, what that does, if that's the case, to what does that mean for the missing pieces as well? Um, but anyway, yeah, very exciting news indeed. If it indeed happens, I mean, I'm not sure. Let's see. Um, Scrolling down. Sorry, I'm just skipping over a number of. Oh, Oda is here. Hello. Oda is here with a super chat. Wow, thank you so much, Oda. This is really, really kind of you. You say, "Hey, Daisuke, good to see you. Happy holidays, and thank you again for doing what you do. I'm very thankful to have discovered your channel this year." Well, isn't that nice? Thank you so much. I'm very grateful to have been able to meet you. And just really, really grateful. Thank you so much indeed. Um, I love great stuff. The red shoes. Wear sure. I'm a fan as well. So thank you so much, Oda. Thank you. Uh, warmest regards. Happy holidays and happy New Year. And let's talk again very, very soon. You're welcome here anytime at all. I've enjoyed our conversations thus far immensely, and let's continue to have more. And I extend that to all of you, my dear friends. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so let's see, scrolling down. Lucas is here. You say, hello, Daisuke. This is the first stream I've been able to tune into. Wow, that's so cool. Welcome, welcome, and it's nice to see you. Lucas, thank you. Warmest regards. Happy New Year. And enjoy the rest of 2022. Can you believe it? 2022 is almost behind us. Wow, and then we're into 2023. Oh my goodness, there's a lot to talk about in terms of 2023. That's for sure. Um, let's see. Um, my goodness, my goodness. You know, I'm thinking about showing my kids the Straight Story soon. The Elephant Man, perhaps. My daughter in particular. So we shall see. I'm probably not gonna show them. I'm not going to show them like Lost Highway or anything like that, but maybe the Straight Story, The Elephant Man, to give them a sense if they're interested. But let's see here. Ross is here. Hello, it's nice to see you. This is Ross Anglin, and you say, Happy New Year, Daisuke. Looking forward to another great year of cinema discussions. And I am looking forward to hearing from you and others, and your enthusiasm and any discussions and recommendations you have along the way. I'm very, very much anticipating some great discussions from you, my dear friend. So Ross, thank you so much. Thank you very much indeed. Warmest regards to you as well. Happy New Year. Please enjoy the rest of 2022 and enjoy the start of your 2023. You're welcome here any time, my dear friend. Anytime, my dear friend. Thank you. Carson Hearn, filmmaker, is here. You say, thank you very much for the wonderful discussions that I am able to take part in. I hope, sorry about this. Excuse me, I hope you've had a very happy holidays and your family as well. Yes, thank you very much. Very kind of you, Carson. Very, very kind. And so, yes, I was working. Christmas is not a kind of holiday. Christmas is recognized here more or less, but it's not in terms of a holiday or time off from work. So I was working all the way through up to very recently, in fact. But New Year's is more of the take time off, spend it with family, traditional time. Etc. That's the focus of, say, the holidays here in Japan. So now I'm in a kind of start of my holiday mood at long last. So just eating a little bit more, drinking a little bit more, having that extra, maybe I would usually stop at one Pringle, but now, it's the New Year, so I'll have three, that sort of thing, although Pringles, the design of Pringles is such that it's such a clever design, not just in terms of the shape and flavor, but also it's designed in a way where you can't stop. I think whoever designed Pringles is a genius because you cannot stop at one. It reminds me of a comment that was made on one of the supplements for the Criterion release of Wall-E, and it was said, physical media collecting is like Pringles. You cannot stop at one. I thought that was very clever. So, all right. So, Finn is here. Hello. And you say, hello, my friend. I hope you had a great Christmas. If you celebrated, of course. My brother got his first Criterion Blu-ray this Christmas, and I was very jealous. Oh, what was it? I wonder. What was it? Um, let's see. Oda says, excited to hear the return part 8 discussion. Oh, yes, yes. Probably my favorite episode of television ever. Oh, yes. Good choice. And we'll get to that. We will get to that. There's, yes, much to say about that part and indeed other parts of the return. Yes. Uh, Very, very exciting indeed. Let's see. Um, Tom, oh, here we go. Oh, sorry about this. Tom is here. So Thomas is here. Welcome, and it's lovely to see you, my dear friend. William Tatum is here. Hello. Hello, it's nice to see you. Um, yes, Film Pundit, it's nice to see you. And you say, yes, I think you're referring to something that Oda has also said about that episode. Yes, yes. Um, Thank you. I'm looking forward to it very much. Um, let's see. Oh, Brandon loves the movie, says mine was Godzilla's single release in Paris, Texas, both on the same Amazon order as I remember. Yes. Oh, did I freeze up for a second? I hope I'm still there. Okay. Let's see. I'm sorry, I lost my place. Okay, here I am. So very cool. Very cool. Wow. Paris, Texas, the great dictator Godzilla. Or Diodato. Oh, Gleaming TV. Hello. Yes. I haven't spoken about Diodato works, but yes, yes. I have my share. I'm yeah. Those are those are really really how should I put it? Yeah, I do enjoy Diodato films. Uh, yeah, one of these days I should try to speak more about those works. Maybe try to do another series like the 31 Days. Maybe the next project we could do the 31 Days. Maybe focusing on more kind of that, like Italian, uh, you know, thriller or horror, 1970s stuff. But maybe we can figure something out. But I need love to speak more about that. Yeah. Um, Omesh Singh is your hello. So you say Hanukkah. Oh yes. So I'm referring to the Mikhail Hanukkah trilogy, which was the name is Haneke, and my understanding is the pronunciation of the name is Hanukkah, and it's the filmmaker who made films also such as Amour and The White Ribbon and Funny Games, two versions actually of Funny Games, and other films, The Piano Teacher, and let's see, um, Hidden, Code Unknown, and others. And there was a release by Criterion earlier this month called the Mikhail Haneke Trilogy. And it had three films, his first feature films, um, which were from like 1989 and then 92 and 94. Do I have those years right? Yes, I hope so. But and so the Seventh Continent and um, Benny's Video and 71 fragments of a chronology of chant. So that's the, yes. So it's a great release, very intense works, but great release. Oh, it's nice to see you also, my dear friend. Thank you. Let's see. Brandon loves the movies. Also responds to Gleaming TV about Deodato. Yes. Brandon loves the movies asks, does anyone else in here mostly collect physical media horror genre titles? Mostly old Anchor Bay, Stars releases, Blue Underground, Synapse, Vinegar Syndrome, etc. Yeah, Arrow films too. So I have also 88 films. I have the slasher films lineup, and also the Italian films lineup as well. I love that. A number of those have fallen out of print too, which is kind of a shame, I think. But right, they've fallen out of print. That's really shame. But like 'cause that's a great lineup too. I love that. Uh, uh, but the one that still gets me is I missed out on Four Flies on Grey Velvet. But as someone said in the last live stream, there's a rumor that that could be appearing on Arrow. So I'm holding out hope. Maybe it could show up on Arrow. But in any event, yes. So and Anchor Bay, yes, I remember those Anchor Bay DVD. Oh, those are so cool. But anyway, let's see. Finn says, brilliant Lynch impression. Thank you very much. Timothy, oh yes, so the new Dune film. So I was able to see Dune also on streaming. So very impressed with it. So I'm looking for. I think the second one will be next year. I think so. That'll be great. Rob Kramer says, may I suggest a Batman live stream? Let's get nuts. Oh, so that's a reference to '89, of course. Yes, and let's see. Let's what's a good Batman? Um, yeah, like here's my Christopher Walken impression from Batman Returns. Yawn. That's my Christopher Walken impression, and like when Bruce Wayne is speaking down for who let Vicky Vale into the Batcave. So it's a good question, right? But and so yeah, so that's a possibility. I'm a big fan of Batman and Batman Returns and Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. I saw them in the theaters actually, yeah, when they were released. And so I also remember too the my how my kind of my brain melted the first time I heard the Prince song or the Prince soundtrack. It was really incredible how intensely my brain melted when I heard that soundtrack. It was amazing. It was amazing. Uh, right. And he's playing the Prince song. What is it? What was the song? What's the song he plays in the uh, right? He goes into the museum. He said, "Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds." Right. Da, 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 like nobody can rules and regulations, no place. Right, party, man. Oh, so great. Yeah. And you're talking about, oh, the $1 bill. Yeah. Let's see. Uh, I suddenly lost my train of thought. Um, anyway, sorry about this. So that's a possibility. So thank you, Rob Kramer, for that great suggestion. Oh, Zyrother is here. Nice to see you, Zyrother. Someone mentioned the Planet of the Apes saga. So I did think about that. I love the Planet of the Apes. I had those on VHS. Um, you know, the start of Planet of the Stuart, Stuart. Yeah, right. Oh gosh, that's so great. And uh, uh, let's see. We could do one of my favorites, which is Escape from the Planet of the Apes. I love that. I love that. That opening theme song for Escape from the Planet of the Apes. It's still one of my favorites. And then Conquest. So that's one that's grown on me. I remember when I first saw that as a kid, I didn't like it very much. But as I gotten older, I think a lot of its themes became more. I was able to recognize more of those themes that it tackles. Very very intense film that is. That's probably the most violent, perhaps. I mean, they're all pretty violent in some form or another. That's really really intense stuff. I was talking about revolution in a matter of speaking, and then. Very very intense films. Probably now, I would say Conquest is probably Conquest of the Planet of the Apes is probably of the five my favorite, and then followed by Planet of the Apes. Actually, it's pretty much. They're pretty close together. The first four, anyway. I don't mean any disrespect for any Planet of the Apes fans. That's a bit. That's a bit. I'll have to try to re-engage with that a bit more. But the first four, anyway, was for me. And Beneath as well. Oh gosh, so great. Oh, I don't even. Yeah, I'm not even saying any more about Beneath the Planet of the Apes for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. But wow, wow, wow. What a way it goes in terms of its story. That's for sure. Um, I'm like, wait, is there more? Is there more? Oh gosh, you know that's the kind of feeling I have when I watch. That's great. Um, let's see. Um, oh, Fernando's here. So, what do you think about Brazilian cinema? So, I've spoken a little bit. I'm not a big expert, of course, but I've spoken a little bit about Brazilian cinema here and there. For example, I spoke about the when I was in college. One of my favorite courses in college was a course on Brazilian cinema, and it was so we were watching all these, and this was back in like like I went to college in 97, 97, 98, 90, and I graduated in 2001. And so, which I thought, which I thought, I don't know, just so cool to say, oh, I graduated in 2001. I was, but anyway, the, uh, so one of my favorite courses, I wasn't a film major, but I wish I had been a film major. I wish I'd taken more film courses. I did take some, and one of my favorite courses ever was a course on Brazilian cinema because we could watch so many films that weren't available. You couldn't watch these films at the time. Now you can kind of watch them, but like I don't know, like How Tasty Was My Little Frenchman or Macunaíma, things like that. But it was amazing. So, but I'm not an expert by any stretch. But one of these days, I do have, I do want to. Uh, Maybe one of these days I'll try to focus. There's a set. I want to speak about one of these. But anyway, Fernando, thank you so much. I hope you're well, my friend. Timothy mentions Indiana Jones is a possible. That's a possibility. Um, Although, let's see, it is a possibility. Although I'm, I guess I'm a big fan of in particular the three, the trilogy. Um, let's see. Um, I suppose you could do that. Yeah, um, like I don't know. I guess one thing that I never could understand about Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think it's a great film. That's a great film, by the way. But Raiders of the Lost Ark, I don't want to go into too much detail for anyone who hasn't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark yet, but there's a scene where there's a piece of metal. There's a piece of metal that's like super, super hot. It's like it's scalding hot. It's skin scalding hot. And in fact, that becomes a kind of a plot point about this piece of metal, kind of a piece of jewelry or metal that's by a fire early in the film. And a character grabs this, you remember? Character grabs this and holds onto it and is like, ah, and it burns the hand there, right? So that it's very important too for the plot for those who know Raiders of the Lost Ark. But I could never understand why that character did that, because if I'm touching a piece of metal and it's hot, I'm dropping it immediately. I'm not touching this. It's burned my fingers. I'm not touching this. I'm gonna get out of here immediately. But I don't understand why he held on to it as long as he did. And he says, ah, and it's obviously very painful. Ah, I would have dropped it immediately. But I suppose if I were in that if I were that character and I'm like, I see this piece of metal, like, oh, I want to get this, and he's on the table, he's behind the table there, and you see he's like trying to grab it like that, and just the hands like, and then and then you drop it. I'm thinking, hey, drop it immediately. Drop it immediately. But I suppose if you listen to me, then there would be no rest of the film because it's kind of a big deal for the rest of the film. But anyway, um, so it's a great scene, though. It's a great scene. But, yeah, I guess we could talk about Raiders of the Lost Ark one of these days, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, Brandon loves the movie. Some Batman is a cool suggestion in moderation. There's some bad inept titles in there, though. Um, I suppose. Let's see. We could talk about. I don't know how long I could go if we went Batman. Maybe it'd be up to the Nolan trilogy. I'm not sure. Um, there could be like. Um, I don't know, like what's the phrase? It's uh, like a drinking game. What is it? Take a drink every time a character says, "Didn't you get the memo?" in Batman Begins. It's like or that sort of thing, or like take a drink every time someone says, Um, it's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. That kind of thing. You can just take a drink every time someone says that. It's not who I am underneath. Did I get that line right? I hope I did. It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. Anyway, yeah. So sorry about that. Yes. So there's a lot of that. Yeah. Oh, I love Batman Begins. Although I didn't watch Batman Begins, I must admit the first time I saw Batman Begins was actually the climax of the film, and the climax of the film was being shown on this big monitor in the Virgin Mega Store, record store, CD store that was at Union Square in New York City. So I walked in. I was going to buy something, and I was living near there at the time. And I watched, and I saw on the screen the ending of Batman Begins. I said, "Oh, that's an interesting movie. I should watch that." And so I kind of watched it, knowing what happened at the end. Well, it was okay. It's still really cool, you know. But we'll have to talk about. Although can I say this thing too about the thing about Batman Begins? I'm not quite sure about. Again, I apologize for anyone who hasn't seen Batman. I'll try to be as very vague as possible. But there's something about well, actually, no. I'll save my comment for Batman Begins. If anyone's interested to know what it is, I'm kind of confused about with Batman Begins. I'll save that and maybe reach out to me on Instagram if you're interested. Or not. I don't mind either way. But there's something about Batman because I love the film. It's great. But there's one thing about the plot that I'm not quite sure about. But again, I suppose it's suspension of disbelief there. But anyway, swear to me. Let's see. Um, Brandon loves the movie. Says one day Warner Brothers needs to release the superior Schumacher darker and longer cut. 95's Batman Forever. You know, I saw Batman Forever in the theater as well, and I had a good time. It was a packed theater; people were into it. I had a good time. But and one of the comments in one of the documentaries making of oh, and also I love the documentary for Batman and Robin. I love that documentary, you know, the making of, and it's Joel Schumacher. He's sitting there with like all the like the ominous, scary, sad music, and he's like, you know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about Batman. I'm so sorry. And he's like, he's just apologizing for Batman and Robin with this sad music over in the documentary. You know, I didn't mean to hurt anyone. So, my goodness. But anyway, uh, but let's see. Um, yeah, Brandon loves the movie. Says you refuse to make mention of the last film. So what is this? The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Yeah. Um, let's see. Oh, so hello. Is it Lee? Lee? It's nice to see you, Lee. And so you say hello, Daisuke. Stopping by to greet you and everyone here. Happy New Year in advance. So it's nice to see you too, my dear friend. Thank you. Horrible Show says, I love The Exorcist 3. Yes, me too. CGJR's here. Thank you so much. Let's see. Oda says, mentions Bong Joon-ho box set would be cool. Let's Film Pundit says, the original Exorcist is much too good to be lumped into genre. Yes, excellent. Well said. Um, William Friedkin. Yes, I love William Friedkin. I can't do a good William Friedkin impression, but when he's talking like the AFI best films and he speaks about Citizen Kane, he's like, Citizen Kane is the Mount Everest of movie making. That is the summit. Citizen Kane is the Mount Everest. So that's my William Friedkin. When I made The French Connection, I didn't have any control over the traffic. I asked Gene Hackman, who plays the character Popeye Doyle, to go into the street and drive. I didn't know what was going to happen. It's the Mount Everest. That's my very poor William Friedkin, so I apologize for that, but it's great. Yes. Sorcerer. If you haven't seen Sorcerer yet, oh my goodness, yes. Okay, so let's see. Scrolling down. All right. Sorry about this. Lost my place in this chat, but let's see if we can get here. Diodato passed away too? Are you serious? Oh my goodness, no way. Oh my goodness. Is that true? Oh. Oh my goodness, that's right. Oh, wow. That's very sad. Oh, it's sad. Oh. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for letting me know about it, because I don't sorry about that, but very sad news indeed, but let's see. All right. I'm so sorry. I lost my place in the chat, so if I skip over your comment, I apologize. So I'm at the part in the chat where you're talking about the Stanley Kubrick store. Yeah, that would be cool to go to the Stanley Kubrick store. You know, maybe the door for it could be like the door that's the entrance to the Stanley Kubrick store could be like the door at the Overlook Hotel. Or like, I don't know, maybe you buy your things and you say goodbye and you try to get out of the store, but you can't because the door is kind of stuck. And because there's snow outside, and it's like that bit in the making of The Shining where Shelley Duvall is trying to open the door, and like Stanley Kubrick showed, oh, Shelley, come on, you just have to open the door. I can't open the door, Stanley, I can't. So you're trying to open the door, but you can't. So it's like recreating that moment from the making of The Shining, trying to leave the Stanley Kubrick store. You can't leave anything. It's quite intense stuff indeed. But anyway, that could be possible. Let's see. Um, Scrolling down. Samuel Parks is here. Hello, it's nice to see you. Nice to see you. Oh, I see someone mentioning Ichi the Killer. Okay. Seth Walsh is here, our dear friend. Thank you. Lone Wolf and Cub. Well done. Well done. Let's see. Thank you so much. Scrolling down. Sorry. William Tatum, Benoit Blanc is the pre-definite detective art. Thank you very much. Uh, I love that one. Thank you so much. Thank you. Um, oh, Brandon Loves the Movies mentions the 28th of January is your birthday. So happy early. So that's about a month away. So, but it's never too early to start celebrating your birthday. So happy early birthday greetings, my dear friend. You mentioned also Dario Argento 4Ks. Yes. Is anyone here a Dario Argento fan? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Doctor Impossible of Counterpunch, 1984. So if I remember correctly, you had also remarked about Dennis Potter. If I remember correctly, if I mistaken, please forgive me. But I think I had the Singing Detective or sometime up. So if so, yes, yes. And you mentioned here Joan Hickson was Miss Marple. Yes, I have the great BBC red box set with the entire series. Yes, but I still like Margaret Rutherford as Miss Marple. Wonderful woman, spirited actress. Yes. What's your favorite, by the way? I like the one that I don't think gets a lot. The one that is kind of its own story, right? Murder Ahoy. I like that just it's kind of so fresh, because I know kind of where the story goes with the other of the three, but I like that one very much. I wonder what your view is of the recent, say, BBC adaptations, Marple and stuff. I'm not. My heart will always be with Joan Hickson and Miss Marple. I love the way there's such a brilliant way where she quotes right Tennyson right at the end there. Mirror cracked from side to side. He says, she said, he said she has a lovely face. God in His mercy give lend her grace, the Lady of Shalott. More tea, Vicar. Oh, it's great stuff. I'm sorry I flubbed that line, by the way, but all right, let's see. Thank you so much. Suspiria. Suspiria. I was thinking yesterday. I'm a big. I've gotten really into Instagram and posting Instagram with like music over it. Because you have the thing. I think it's posting reels. I think. And so I was thinking, oh, what would be cool for like a New Year's message? Oh, Happy New Year, and putting music over. I was thinking, oh, should I put the music for like I don't know this song with that song. I thought, oh, what would be cool? I don't know if I would do this yet, but what would be cool is having the prog rock super upbeat, the bit from the theme song from Suspiria, which you kind of hear I think over the credits, right? Which is not the main theme part, which is the da na 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 na, and then but the bit where it goes into the wah 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 ba 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 ba, da 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 da. It's like you could. I would love to have that music and then have a message. Oh, Happy New Year! Da 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 da. Wah 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 wah. I love that bit of music there from Suspiria. Yeah. Um, Anyway, thank you. Big Disc Energy is here. Thank you. It's nice to see you. What are your fave movies of 2022? I haven't seen a lot of recent 2022 releases, honestly, so I don't have like a list of favorite releases from 2022. I guess what have I seen? I mean, I mentioned some Netflix films that I saw just recently. What was a film that I saw in the theater earlier? I saw The Batman in the theater, but I haven't seen a lot of other movies, so I can't. You know, I like you see all these other reviewers or critics or YouTubers mentioning their favorites from 2022. So unfortunately, I'm not able to formulate such a list because I haven't seen Avatar. What is it? Avatar. Oh, was it The Way of Water? So I haven't seen Avatar: The Way of Water yet. So um, it I'm not sure if I want to see that, but I haven't been. I didn't even know it was gonna come out until like it was announced like a week or so ago or something. Oh, Avatar is coming out today, like this year. I didn't know that, but that was a pleasant surprise. But anyway, but I haven't seen that yet. So I've heard some interesting things about it, but I don't know if I'll be able to see it. I did enjoy Matilda the musical though, very much so. Um, Oh, Doctor Impossible, Counterpunch 1984, you continue. Yes, yes. Granada TV series of Adventures Sherlock Holmes. Jeremy Brett, yes. Oh my goodness. Ah, do you know where this comes? Good night, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, or something like that. Did I get that line right? I don't know. Anyway. And then let's see. Uh Big Disc Energy. You continue. Sidney Lumet's Murder on the Orient Express is my favorite of the Agatha Christie's or whodunit movies in general. Well done. Cheers. Yes, it is my favorite too. One of my favorites. Yes. 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 Brandon loves the movies. We love you, Daisuke, but that was a James Mason English accent impression. We love you though. Yes, it was pretty bad. Pretty bad, yes. Um again, uh, let's see, should I do one more from Evil Under the Sun? And he's playing, I don't know what that game's called, but I can't do it. It's gonna be bad. But here, uh, uh, let's see. I have no alibi. I simply have no alibi. That's my James Mason from Evil Under the Sun. Seth Walls mentions Ryan Johnson's Brick. Oh, yes. Yes. Let's see. Brandon loves the movies. Met goes on. Sidney Lumet's films are tragically undertalked about these days. Running on Empty. Yes, Running on Empty. There's also there's his film Better Devil Knows You're Dead, or Critical Care, or um, gosh, what are some other ones? So many to talk about. The Wiz, um, The Verdict. That gets talked about a little bit. The Verdict. That's a great one. Another great, more James Mason. Um, let's see. Um, what's another one too? So many, so many. Um, I spoke a little bit during my 31 days of police movies and police movies and crime movies. I spoke a little bit about some Sidney Lumet works there. So if you haven't seen Prince of the City, but anyway, very exciting stuff. But yeah, lots of exciting stuff there. Um, let's see. Komodo, can you do Mason Verger from Hannibal? I don't know if I can do. What's the guy's name? What's his name? Is it what's the guy? Is it Ordell? I forget his name. Or Ordell. I can't do it. I can't do it. Is it Ordell? Or no? I can do the bit where um uh maybe I can do. I don't know if I can do that. There's a bit. I don't want to describe it too much for anyone who hasn't seen Hannibal yet, but there's a bit where he's like, "Oh, all right, that bit there." Anyway, yeah. So, all right. Oh, Doctor Impossible mentions The Fugitive Kind. Yes, yes. You can get also in the Criterion Collection, by the way. So, yes. Ubi. Oh, Oh, Bearman says hello. So, hey, Daisuke, Shinya Tsukamoto. Yes, yes, yes. Not sure if you've seen any of his. I have, yes. Tsukamoto, big fan. Oh, very good. Hiroko the Goblin, Tetsuo, yes. Anyways, it's a music video for a song of mine using some of his movies. Oh, that's so cool. Very cool. Oh, interesting. I wonder what. I'd love to see that music video one of these days. That'd be really cool. If you have that music video, yours, send me a link. I'd love to check it out. Warmest regards and happy holidays, by the way. Yes. Let's see. All right. So I'm scrolling down here. Can you do James Dean saying chicken and Rebel with a I don't oh my goodness oh wow are there now people are at wow asking for requests well I'm honored I oh gosh I don't know I don't know if I can I'm not such a good I'm not so good with this stuff but um uh can I gosh no it's embarrassing very embarrassing maybe some other time can you bring it up again next time thank you it's, oh you're very kind red son so thank you I don't know if it's hard chicken I guess I'll try to work on that one but let's see I'll try to work on that one but let's see here um Oh yes, Doctor Impossible. Yes, of course, Jeffrey Unsworth. Yes, yes. There's a the way in which the snow background. You know, I know it's all it's staged. I know, but the way the light is very much. It has that foggy glow to it, which is very cool indeed. Um, Romero's here. It's nice to see you. You say hello, Sir Daisuke. Why hasn't Criterion utilized you as their spokesman? Oh, that's very kind of you to say. I don't work for Criterion at all. Um, but that's very kind. Just a fan of the releases. But like uh, I think it's quite an honor just to be able to speak about these great releases. But you know, don't work for them. Don't have any. What is it? What's the phrase like screener or review copies? There's none of that as well. So it's uh, it's all done through just regular online purchases and stuff. But it's a lot of fun. Ever since the laser discs as well. But I don't know. It's like actually to be perfectly honest though, I kind of I as much as I really admire the Criterion Collection, I kind of like this idea of distance. Actually, I like the idea of just focusing in on the stuff. So I think some people might say that I have maybe I look at Criterion through maybe like a rose tinted glasses, perhaps. And I'm very honored by this, and but I know some people might regard my viewpoint as being it's always positive. You never talk about anything negative, and I guess my response to that has always been that I don't look at it as a kind of positive or negative experience per se, but I always look at it as just how to engage with the film. And so in that way, Criterion has given me the opportunity through its releases, to always be able to engage with works. And so, and I decide to stick with Criterion because, of course, there are a lot of quote unquote like uh, tent pole releases, or there are a lot of releases that one can assume would be very popular, and one could be drawn to, which are great, by the way. But then there are the ones that I have never seen and I don't know anything about, and maybe I wouldn't have purchased them or I wouldn't have thought about them had it not been for the Criterion release. So, for instance, some new films that I didn't see before that were totally off of my radar was like, I don't know, this year, like right, Fayadai, for example, or A Mofe, This Is My Desire, for example. So those are really like eye-opening. Or Time from earlier this year, that was really eye-opening experiences for me. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity to the chance to be able to watch these films. I wouldn't be able to do so otherwise. And then also get all these other releases like Takeout too, or like the World Cinema Project #4 set, etc. So I suppose too that the thing about um, the thing about Criterion that I always have to keep in mind is Criterion is so many films, and a lot of the Criterion titles that I think get a lot of quote unquote attention or notice. There are a number of those titles there, and rightly so. But there are, as for every one title in the Criterion collection gets so much attention, let's say from reviewers or critical attention and the like, and say clicks on YouTube videos, etc. There are perhaps 10 or 20 or 50 or more Criterion titles that hardly get any attention at all. And so that's not a knock against anyone. That's not a knock against anyone here, there, anywhere. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that Criterion is actually very, very, very vast. It is, of course, still one small pocket of cinema. Well, you understand that, but even within the Criterion collection itself, is so many titles. It's the wealth is of the scope and broad nature of the wealth of titles is astounding. It is really astounding, and so uh, I understand sometimes. Um, I don't want to. I'm bringing this up not because directed against anyone here or anyone out there or anyone who watches the channel per se, but I know sometimes there is a sense maybe of a kind of criticism against the Criterion collection every once in a while. It's not releasing the films that are for that people are really into, or that kind of criticism, or maybe the trajectory of the releases is not to everyone's liking. And I totally get that, and people have the right to choose and or to buy or not to buy, and the ultimate decision is yours as the consumer because it's your money. I mean, you are not compelled to make this purchase or that person. And if you watch the videos here, you don't have to like the Criterion collection or anything like that. You do what you do, and that's great. But for me, if I hear this criticism sometimes, in the back of my head, I always think uh, it's fine that one might feel that way, but ultimately, I think actually the Criterion collection is, and you can still feel this way at the end of the day, but there is actually so much variety within the Criterion collection itself that I think any criticism about, oh, it's doing certain things but not others. I'm not sure if that criticism takes into account the whole breadth of the amount of films that are in the Criterion collection. That's what I wanted to say. But that's still not to take away for anyone who still might feel that way critically against the Criterion collection releases and choices. That's for sure. But again, there are so many types of, say, tentpole releases that are great, that are definitely necessary, and especially from, say, a business and a profit motive perspective, totally sure, because at the end of the day, it needs to generate revenue in order to pay the bills. So that's very important as well. So titles that might have a certain, say, marketability appeal, these are very important. But also, but there's so many titles that um, right are out there, and there's I'm not sure how much attention they're given. Um, and that's not to say that that's anything wrong against, or that's a knock against anyone, or anyone who may or may not have an interest. That's totally cool. That's totally fine. But um, I guess I would say I do get that every once in a while. People say, the Criterion Collection isn't doing it for me, or the Criterion Collection isn't. It's going in one direction too much this way or that way. And I guess I always say, it's fine. You can not like the Criterion Collection. That's great. Uh, Spend the money, your hard-earned money, in places that you are comfortable with. That's your choice. I'm not here to try to persuade you that you have to like the Criterion Collection. So, but for me personally, I would say that if whenever I hear that criticism, I'm always reminded of actually no, the collection is actually very it has a lot of space. Um, does it do everything right all the time? No, no, it does. There are some parts along the way where I wish it could have done this a little bit better, or I wish it could have avoided that typo or spelling error, or I wish it didn't do. I mean, there's some supplements, for example. I don't want to mention them specifically, but there's some supplements, for example, where I was actually quite disappointed in some of the tenor of the conversation, or in the way in which the moderator was leading the conversation. In a way, there's one supplement in particular from a recent release, not from this year, but maybe from the previous year. There was one supplement. There was a, it was a filmmaker interviewing another filmmaker, and it was talking about the film that was the subject of the Criterion release. And there was no ill will intended, but I was actually very disappointed in the tenor of the way in which the moderator took the conversation, because I felt it was not in a way respecting the film. It was more talking about what the moderator wanted to talk about rather than focusing in on the film. And I thought, this is a supplement that is about the film. It's not about the moderator. So if I want to hear a discussion of the moderator, that's fine, but just do it somewhere else. Don't do it in the context of a supplement for the film. Do it in the context of a separate discussion. I'm all for that, but I was a little bit not not so impressed with that line of conversation taking. But so that's my example of where I feel like I'm not always with every single choice that Criterion does 100% along the way. But what I always try to do with each discussion is just to try to engage with the work and engage with what's there, and then see what we can make of it. So that's why I don't consider my videos at all to be like reviews. They're not reviews at all. They're just my own engagement, and that's it. So the reason why I don't think my discussions or reviews is that I don't look at them as being reliable places for people to make decisions about whether they should make a Criterion purchase or not. Because it's totally subjective from my viewpoint. So I can't claim to be able, therefore, to persuade you otherwise. Of course, I might encourage you to watch the film, that's for sure. But again, it's your choice ultimately. So in that way, I don't consider it a review. It's just a kind of just a talk, really. But that being said, I'm a big fan of Criterion and what it does, and it shows me a lot of films along the way. And again, watching a film and really being engaged with the film, and even admiring a lot of aspects of film, doesn't mean that therefore I am totally espousing every, say, political point or philosophical assertion that is being made by the filmmaker or filmmakers in that given film. I'm just engaging with it, and oh, this is what is being spoken about. That's very fascinating. I admire that very much. But you know, uh, there are certain aspects of Criterion where and that I wish it could have gone one way or another. It's true, actually, too, of other labels. I was. It's not just exclusive of Criterion. I mean, there are other labels and other areas where I think the film is very engaging, and the supplements go in one direction. And there was actually one supplement. There was an interview with an actor that appeared in a film that I really admire, and the actor suddenly it took the conversation suddenly in a very political direction, and I thought it was a very random comment, and I was very taken with the conversation where it went until that moment. And for me, that moment it kind of spoiled my feelings of goodwill towards that, and I felt it was a little bit. It was a kind of an unnecessary turn. I understand the feelings that some people might have, but what I always feel like there are times when um, that type of discussion, if it's done in a way that is a type of say, organically placed. and it's done in a way that is placing something on the table for a discussion, therefore to become fruitfully engaged in. That's one thing. But if it becomes this one-sided thing where there's no room for further discussion, I kind of I don't know how to interpret that or take that. So I kind of it becomes a little bit of a difficult thing sometimes. So I do have those feelings of not being totally 100% with everything that I see. That's just the way I'm. I guess the way that I am, I suppose. But that doesn't mean that I look at things wholly positive or wholly negative. At least that's how I view it. But I kind of just look at it in terms of engagement. But with that being said, Criterion is something that I feel totally engaged with a lot. And whether I, at the end of the day, feel that my let's say worldview has changed or not, that's up to me to figure out on my own. But in terms of giving me something to think about, that's for sure. That's what Criterion and all the other films that I'd like to talk about, you know, must give us pause, right? So that's, I suppose, how I view every discussion that I have is the opportunity to give me pause and to think. So, and not to say that what my thinking is at the end of the day is anything profound or brilliant. It's not at all. It's just my own personal journey, and it's very shallow. Because again, also I'm talking from this very, I understand, limited exposure and environment. I'm in one area of the world, and even within that area, my exposure and my perspectives are very limited. So I need opportunities for perspectives and change and the like. And so cinema is my way of doing it, and therefore Criterion is my way of doing that as well. One way of doing that. Anyway, let's see. Sorry, why was I saying that? So anyway, so I was saying that because Romero very kindly mentioned, well, why aren't you the spokesman of Criterion? But thank you very much for that comment. I'm 100% flattered by that, very much flattered by that, and so you're very kind indeed. Um, Big Disc Energy asks, Werner Herzog or Wim Wenders? I don't know. I can't choose. Can't choose. It's tough. Sorry for evading the question. I hope you can understand. Zigwick says, much love from Canada, Daisuke. I wish you a healthy and joyful 2023. Looking forward to you talking even more of Pringles and movies. Thank you very much. Yes, I do enjoy a good Pringle. And also, anyone who in America, do you know the candy Fruit by the Foot? I had one of those. I haven't had one of those in the longest time. I had one of those the other day. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Fruit by the Foot, and also Gushers. Ah, those are so sweet. I don't know how much sugar is in one Gusher. I'm not sure, but they're good. They're really good. Okay, let's see. Um, let's see. Brandon loves the movies. He's. I think you mentioned this before somewhere, right? The home of the Pringles factory. Yes, very cool. Oh, Launcey is here. Hello, it's nice to see you. Will there be discussion about your films of the year? There will be in the context of Criterion releases. Yes. Let's see. Oh, have I? Is there Pringles? Oh, so Red Sun and Como to talk about Pringles. Fantastic. Um, Red CLXXD and semicolon space semicolon says, have you seen Babylon? No, I haven't. I haven't seen Babylon. That's a new release, right? Is that the one Margot Robbie? I think, is that right? I haven't seen this yet. Let's see. William Tatum says, in terms of potential 31 days, sci-fi films. Oh, that's an interesting. That's really interesting. That's a great recommendation. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see, scrolling down. Oh, Komodo says the house on the edge of the park. Yes, yes. Was it you also who mentioned the film Hitchhike? I got elsewhere in a comment. That also has, that's the 88 films released too as well. I saw that. That's also out of print too. That's really sad. And I saw like, oh, you can get it new, like in the package wrapping somewhere for like 400 pounds. Wow, wow, that's amazing. Anyway, um, David Hess, yes. Um, Sir James Brown is here. Hello. You say, do you still watch your laser discs? Yes, yes, I do. Yes. Um, I have a Pioneer Laserdisc player over there off screen. Um, I used to work at Stars Anchor Bay. Those are the days in Voyager Criterion Lasers. Oh, wow, that's really cool. Stars Anchor Bay, big fan, big fan. I don't know if you or any of your fellow colleagues were responsible for example, it still is to me one of the great releases. What was it? Oh gosh, let's see here. It's over on the other side here. Should I get it? Let's see. I suppose I could show the, for me, it's the probably my favorite. It could be one of my favorite releases of all time, actually. So if you mention Anchor Bay and Stars, excuse me, I should let me just get the thing which I'm talking about. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. There we go. Excuse me. Now I have returned, and so thank you very much. So let's see. Here we go. This is it, right? Oh my goodness, this is still, the plastic is still kind of getting loose now. So fortunately, this is it. Yes. So this is the right. This is still my old DVD release of the Ultimate Edition, Dawn of the Dead, with the 4 discs. And as you can see, I still have the paper there, which is still glued on there. So I never took that off, but it was, and it's all worn out over time. But this is something that I will never ever let go of in my life. The first time being able to have all these versions in one set was just a huge deal. And then the comic book, right? This is the comic book still here. Yes. And then the map. So thank you very much. Right. So this was it here. So this is the comic book. So right, with like that. So it's very exciting. And then the map, which is actually the sort of explanatory stuff about the various versions here. But this is very awesome stuff indeed. So thank you so much for this. This is great. Just good times indeed. Of course, now we're living a kind of another golden age, of course, with various new releases and 4K and the like. I totally understand that, but still, this was just this is far out. This was far out indeed. Oh, someone said yours didn't come with a comic. Oh gosh, were there releases that didn't have the comic? Oh, I'm so sorry. But there's that also. There is this too, which I will never let go of, which is the Suspiria superset. This was Anchor Bay DVD disc 1, 2, and 3, with the third disc being the CD soundtrack. It had 60,000, I think. So I was number 9,876 out of 60,000. So yes, so this is great stuff indeed. And you could, this is heavy and robust. So I wouldn't trade this in the world. And it was one of these things where you could, there's so much stuff wedged in there that it's kind of warped the paper. It's that kind of thick stuff, which is great. And so you have the booklet, and you still have all these goodies, which I haven't removed it from the packaging here. So I never want to remove these. Was these the postcards or something, or poster art cards? So this is awesome stuff. So, and of course now we have all these great releases of Suspiria, Suspirius is, but this is also something that I will never let go of. This is just, again, good times. It's so heavy too. This is one of the heaviest. It's so heavy. Gosh, these are so heavy. It's great, but anyway, what was I saying? All right. It's, oh gosh, it's at 10:40. I should get going soon, but all right. Scrolling down. Chronologic is here. Hello, it's nice to see you. So you say, my friend, I've been a huge fan of yours for years, but now I must promote myself. My new production is out on Spotify. Beholder. Artist name is Vivid. It's hip hop in the essence, back to basics. Oh, thank you very much. And yes, promote away. Thank you. So, Beholder, Vivid. Okay, well done on Spotify. Thank you so much. Nice to see you, my dear friend. Classic films are sampled as well. Oh, interesting. I'll have to check it out. Let's see. And a Rebel Cause Dialogue. Interesting. Let's see. Oh, Jerison is here. Hello. It's nice to see you. And also, Kaiser Sose is here. You say, does Criterion ever contact you regarding free discs to discuss? It will be a good promotion. No, no contact at all. That's okay. That's totally okay. I don't get anything from Criterion. No contact from Criterion. But it's, let's see. Chrono mentions Baron 4K, so Baron Munchausen 4K, yes. Jeff Lebowski is here. Hello. Red Sun mentions Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. Oh, yes, yes. Love that movie. That's great. Scroll down. Omes says David, bringing up baby. That's a good game as well. Let's see. Sir James Brown mentions Virgin Megastore as well. Yes, yes. Oh gosh, sorry. Sorry about this. This thing jumped on me again. The chat jumped on me. Sorry about this. I lost my place. Oh, sorry about this. Let's see. Oh gosh, let's see. Oh, I'm so sorry. It skipped on me again, so I'm gonna try to get back to where. Jeff Lebowski, can anyone see my message? I can see your messages, Jeff Lebowski. Sorry. Yes, I can. I can. Is there an issue with your messages in the chat? If there is, I apologize. There shouldn't be, but if there is any issue, the only issues I have with chat comments are spam. You know, like spammy stuff. Obviously, spammy stuff. I don't like that stuff. So, but other than that, even like critical comments or negative comments, I keep those up. I don't like to delete those. Everything is fine. But just obviously spammy stuff, those I don't like those at all. But Jeff Lebowski, yes. Yeah. So you ask, does he stream on YouTube? Are you speaking of me or speaking of another YouTuber? If you're speaking of me, I only stream on YouTube at the moment, anyway. That might change next year. I don't know. I'm trying to. Should I expand? I don't know. So should I try to do podcast stuff? I was thinking of doing podcast stuff, but I don't know how that works. But if you think I should do podcast work, let me know. I can always try to expand in the podcast realm. But if I did podcast, I want to do different content. I don't like. I like the idea of doing separate things. So YouTube stuff and then the podcast stuff. So, but I'll try to do something similar. So if you think it's a good idea that I should try to expand in podcasting, let me know. If not, you let me know. You say, yeah, Daisuke, don't do podcast. You know, just let me know either way, because I don't know what everyone might be interested in. So if you think podcasting might be a good idea for 2023, let me know. I'll definitely give it some serious consideration. Scrolling down. Oh, Mike Eli says perhaps his hands were so cold that he didn't feel the severity of the burn right away. His it's a bit of a reach considering that it would instinctively drop it. That's very good. That's very good. I admire that. I can definitely see that. Thank you. Let's see. That's a really good take. Thank you so much. Um, Film Pundit says that's a great freak and impression. Thank you very much. Thank you. Big energy. Jean Dilleman is the Mount Everest of filmmaking. Yes, yes, thank you. Um, Caleb Cushing do William Freakin making Glenn and Nicholas Winding Refn. Drive, Drive is the best film at Drive. Yeah, sorry, sorry. um, Jerison asks, can you impersonate Roger Ebert? Oh, I'm not good. Oh gosh, can I do a Robert Ebert impression? I don't know. That's a difficult one. What would be a good one? Um, I don't know. Let me think about that one. I'm not sure. Oh gosh, I watched Siskel and Ebert back in the day so often. Yeah. Thank you, Samuel Green. That's a good. Thank you. Is it better than my James Mason? I suppose. Let's see. Chronologic says Vertigo is a masterpiece. What? Um, let's see. Notorious Big Disc mentions Notorious #1. Jeff Lebowski mentions Christopher Nolan. Well done. Yes. Yes. All right. Sorry about this. Scrolling down. I'm skipping over a number of comments. I apologize, my dear friends. Thank you. Sorry about that. Um, Brandon Loves the Movies continues on with Argento Trauma. The song Ruby Rain. Oh my goodness! And the way there's actually a very poignant connection in terms of Argento's own family and biography with regard to trauma, and particularly the way there's a sort of a closing sequence. And so let's see. All right, scrolling down. Kaiser Sose mentions Argento's superior to Fulci. I'll fight you. Ooh. Them's fighting words. Yes, but I respect them both. So Kaiser Sose, thank you so much, my friend. Let's see. The Cali Kid says, if you owned a movie theater, which 2 movies would you open with as your debut double bill? Oh, that's interesting. Mine would be Rebel Without a Cause and Days of Heaven. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure. That's a good question. Maybe the Japanese film cycle, The Human Condition, The Three Works, and then maybe something like, I don't know. Gosh, maybe uh, maybe Pink Flamingos or yeah, let's go with or yeah, Multiple Maniacs. Yeah. Scrolling down. Oh, Gonzalo is here. It's nice to see you. And you say, love to see those Kodanshas Akira on the show. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Yes, I'm a big fan. Let's see. All right, Film Pundit. So you left the chat, but nice to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Jerison says the teaser trailer of the film was released last summer. So this was regarding Avatar. Okay. That's the case, yes. Although I didn't realize, did I see it? I'm not sure if I must have seen it, but I didn't realize it was opening this year. So I knew it was coming, but it's just I didn't know it was opening this year. Let's see. Bill Verno's here. Bill says, so did you like Everything Everywhere All? So I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen this film yet. So I've heard so many great things about it, but I have to check this out as well. So I'm, as I say, I'm very poor when it comes to watching a recent release, but I heard it's topping a lot of best of lists as well. So I have to check that out. Um, let's see. Jerison asks, did you see Glass Onion? Yes, yes, I did. It was great on Netflix. Um, Chris Higgins here is, you say, I got surprised with the Ingmar Bergman cinema collection. Oh, great. And Before trilogy box sets for Christmas. Oh, well done. Well done indeed. Bill Werner says, you got a Lumet film right behind your head. That's right. Yes, we spoke a little bit about Murder on the Orient Express earlier in the live chat, or the live stream. So that's right. Great film. One of my favorites ever. Max Blind 20 is your hello, and you say 2022 was the weakest in recent memory, certainly the weakest of the last 5 years. So many exciting projects have been postponed to 2023. Just look at the films contending likely so for the Oscars. So yeah, that's an interesting point. Again, I don't know, unfortunately. I wish I had seen more recent releases, but I haven't. But we'll have to see. Thanks for stopping by. Great. Let's see. Dr. Impossible again. Yes, we're both in the same with Hickson, and always will be Murder Most Foul. Oh, well done, Murder Most Foul. Yes. And you say I'm less impressed with the ITV versions of Marvel. Yeah, yeah. I don't mind changes or adaptation changes. I don't mind that. Those happened even back in the day with early now celebrated adaptations. Those have been happening for a long time. It's just there's something about what we saw early that's just so iconic for me. Yeah. Just scrolling down here, sorry, but I have to go soon because it's almost 11. So I've been at. Let's see. Komodo says Hannibal. Sorry. Oh yes, the series. Yes, yes. Um, um, Jerison says any Japanese films that you saw in the theaters this year. Shin Ultraman. It's great. Brandon says if you ever did some live streams with officials from Criterion, that would be cool. Though, as we could ask questions live. I don't know. I don't think does Criterion did I don't right. The Criterion people, do they watch things on YouTube or watch people talk about their stuff on YouTube? I wonder. Maybe not. I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to try to get someone on from Criterion to interview them on this channel. That'll be interesting to give that a try. I'm not sure. Does anyone know anyone at Criterion I could contact? If so, let me know. I'll try to reach out to them and ask them if they if they mind being interviewed via Zoom. So if anyone has any Criterion contact details, let me know. Otherwise, I'll try to give it a shot, but I can't promise anything. No, it's a good idea. Let's see. Scrolling down. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Jason Bombach is here. Hello. It's nice. Let's see. Hello from your old radio friend in the States. Weird question, but I made a short film this year. Would you like to watch it? I'd love your thoughts. You can send me the link. I can't promise to watch the short film, immediately, but I can if I have if I have the opportunity. Again, you can always send me stuff. I can't promise anything, but feel free to send me stuff, and if it's okay with that understanding, then definitely fine. But I'm not. I wish I had more time with things, but certainly you can reach out to me via Instagram anytime. D Blaze is here from Winnipeg, Canada. Hello, it's nice to see you. Nice to see you. Let's see. Scrolling down. All right, Brandon, enjoy your pizza. Happy New Year. Let's see. Oh, Enver Varda. Oh, wow. Varda Kiarostami from Amsterdam. So it's nice to see you. Thank you so much. Palmer Johnson is here. Nice to see Chelsea girls represent. Oh yes, Chelsea girls. I was kind of re-inspired to watch that one again. thanks to my recent watch of the Velvet Underground. So, yes, thank you so much for this. Um, Jerison says Vim Vendors designed a T-shirt for Uniqlo. Is that true? Really? I didn't know that. That's so cool. Wow, you guys. Yes. Scutch was here. Says I remember Fruit by the Foot. Yes, yes, amazing. Every '90s kid did. That was an amazing. That's an amazing food. That's really an amazing. The concept is amazing. Let's. Bill Verner says had to have milk duds the other. Oh, milk duds. Oh, my. Milk duds and lifesavers. Do they still have lifesavers in the States? I love lifesavers. My favorite flavor was the deep red cherry, I think. Oh, that's great. And also, do they still have Starburst in the States? Oh, love Starburst. Um, let's see. OKMO325 is here. Hello, it's nice to see you. I did see your comment about King Hu. I did see that. I did see that common question. I think it was one of the comments, one of my recent videos. So I don't can't promise anything, but thank you very much for the interest and suggestion. Very, very appreciative, my dear friend. Thank you. Um, let's see. All right, so Dr. Impossible says, yes, Happy New Year to you from Cornwall. Oh, and for your, from Cornwall. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Dr. Impossible. It's lovely to be able to speak with you as always. Um, uh, you inspire me to watch more British TV shows that I enjoyed immensely. So maybe a visit to Oxford, England, and Inspector Morse. But let's see. All right. I'm going to be heading off soon. So let's see. Oh, Mitchell Thomas is here. You say, hey, Daisuke, I don't get to catch many live streams. Live streams, oh, interesting. But I just wanted you to know how much your channel means to me. It's always great to get home from a long day at work and have a video to watch. Well, isn't that kind of you? That's very kind. Wow, thank you so much. That's very kind of you, Mitchell. And I'm so glad to be able to catch up with you live like this. So let's talk again soon, I hope. Live chat or a comment or Instagram or whatever the case may be. Anytime. You're welcome here anytime, Mitchell. And warmest regards. Happy New Year. Let's see. Um, Bill Verno says, at Ohio State University, have a film restoration preservation film festival every February. Criterion often sends someone to talk about their recent work. Oh, interesting. Devin Silver is here. Hello. Hi, Daisuke. Where does La Dolce Vita rank for you in Fellini's filmography? Oh, gosh, I don't know. In terms of the ranking, I'm not sure. It's up there. It's certainly up there. I don't know if it's my top favorite ever. I think maybe my favorite ever would have to go to Otemezzo, 8.5, but it's certainly up there. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get going. So sorry. Hold on. Did I skip over? Oh, I think I skipped over a number of comments here. Hold on. Gosh, because the chat jumped on me. So sorry about this. I think I skipped over a number of comments here. I'm going to try to go back quickly. So KMO325. So thank you so much again. Let's see. Oh gosh, I don't want to skip anyone. If I skipped you, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Let's see. Oh, Young Kofta's here. Hello, it's nice to see you. Sorry, I nearly skipped over you. I apologize. Sorry. Redemption Films is here. Hello. Let's see. Stephen Bill. Oh, Stephen. Yes. Long time since our Criterion Sales song from got to get you on Chasing Labels. Did you send me I think you sent me a message. So I'll have to check that out. Sorry about that. I haven't been a bit busy here, but I'll check that out as soon as this is over. Thank you so much, my dear friend. Nice to hear from you. Let's see. Matt says you would be great doing a podcast. Go for it. Oh, interesting. Thank you so much. I'll have to give it Caleb says, I would love a Daisuke podcast interviews, whatever you want. I think it would just be like, thank you so much for that. I think it would just be I don't know, talking about kind of the very dull topic. I think just something, just talking about, oh, I saw this movie. Maybe do it all in the voice of William Friedkin, you know. I saw this movie the other day. It was the Mount Everest of filmmaking. And I saw this Criterion release. I saw The Last Waltz. It was the Mount Everest of Criterion. or something. Everything's the Mount Everest. So that would be great. Except Drive. Drive is not the Mount Everest. Right? Yeah, so we can do a podcast all in the voice of William Friedkin. How about that as a gimmick, as a hook? Yeah, that would be great. And then have hopefully maybe great to have people like someone, Nicholas Winding Refn talking about. That would be great. A podcast in my very bad impression of William Friedkin, talking about Drive, or talking about all the filmography of Nicholas Winding Refn in the voice of William Friedkin. That would be a great idea. That would be so cool. Not, I don't know, but anyway, yeah. Let's see. All right. So Trash Boat is here. Hello. It's nice to see you. All right. And you say, yes. Oh, you're about to watch Glass Onion. I saw that the other day. I enjoyed it very much. Thank you. Let's see. Devin Silver says, thanks for answering my question. Not at all. Thank you. That was really kind for you to ask. Sorry if my response isn't satisfactory. All right. So I have to go. It's 11. Oh my goodness. I have to go. Go. It's time to go. The Freecast. All right. There will be more videos again between now and the end of the year. Fire Walk with Me videos. I'll try to, and also I haven't forgotten Cronenberg and Angelopoulos and Brian De Palma. I apologize. It was a kind of a rough and tumble, somewhat hectic month of, in particular, month of October and November. So. A little bit tough there, but so somewhat delay. So things that I wanted to finish at the end of the year, I couldn't. But I will keep going. I haven't forgotten those. Carrie and The Dead Zone. So those are up, as well as The Traveling Players. So those are up. I'm very excited about those as well as Fire Walk with Me and The Return and The Missing Pieces, and also some other Lynch as well. Keep this under your hat. So there will be some other Lynch discussions as well. How should I put it? The next Lynch discussion after the discussion on The Return will be, how should I put it? I guess this will give the game away, I suppose, if I say this, but all right. But after it'll be in heaven, everything is fine. So we'll talk about that when we do. But in any event, and East Asian cinema history. Thank you so much, my dear friend. Thank you. Would be a great cinephile and ASMR crossover. Take care. I've been getting that for a long time now. Is this really ASMR? I mean, I take that as a compliment. I really do. But my voice is pretty, I don't know. It's not calming at all. I think it's pretty It's pretty, whatever the opposite of calming is. Quite. It has a lot of agitation. I think agitation inducing voice. I think. But that's very kind of you. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you. I take that as a great compliment. I really do. And Mike Eli, thank you so much in Las Vegas. It's always great to spend time with you. As always, my dear friend, my dear friends. And so, all right. So I'm off in 30 seconds. So anyone you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me. The YouTube comments. I haven't been responding as much, but I'm trying to catch up. I apologize. There will be my favorite Criterion releases videos up starting today and tomorrow, and then some other things hopefully as well. And then when we get into 2023, I'll be back with some more live streams and say hello. So, but in the meantime, if I don't see any of you, or if I don't see you in live fashion, whatever the case may be, please be well. Happy New Year, and warmest regards to you as always. Talk to you all very, very soon, and please be well. And thank you, and cheers. Thank you. And I'll end in, as I talked about earlier, I'll end it in my William Friedkin, a very bad impression, William Friedkin voice. All right, so thank you very much, and warmest regards and cheers. So let's see. So Happy New Year. The 2022 was the Mount Everest of years. Citizen Kane is the Mount Everest of film, not Drive, but Citizen Kane. And now we have to think of Jan Dielman, but Citizen Kane. Anyway, thank you very much, my dear friends. Happy New Year. Cheers.